My in-laws ignored me when I fell down the stairs, so I no longer want their help with my baby.
Yeah, if they can't take care of you, they can't take care of your baby.
That's true. I, 21-year-old female,
Ooh.
have a 7th-month son
Ooh.
with my boyfriend, young parent.
Yeah.
My family lives abroad and are coming over to stay and help at Christmas time. For now, my mother-in-law and family, father-in-law, 60s, Deborah and Bob, are helping me with household stuff and the baby. So far, we haven't had any real issues, and they've been a massive help.
Okay.
There's about to be an issue.
Yeah, I think so.
By the way, this comes from You Throw Away Flora Fauna on the ROK Storytime subreddit. So, about 3 weeks ago, I fell down the stairs.
No.
I wasn't holding the baby.
That's good.
And the baby was safe. However, instead of helping me, Deborah and Bob both jumped to comfort the baby who was crying and left me at the bottom of the stairs.
What? Obi's like, and they're like, oh,
Like,
the baby.
he's mildly disturbed.
Baby.
My legs were fine, but I was wobbly because of shock and asked one of them to help me up. After nearly 10 whole minutes of being ignored, I managed to stand up on my own and hobble through the living room.
Oh my God. So clearly Obi is hurt.
I sit down and Deborah says, "What's happened to you? Are you okay?" I'll admit I saw red. I just said, "I fell down the stairs. Didn't you hear me calling you for help?" Deborah's eyes widened and she said she was too busy fussing over the baby. My boyfriend just told them they're invited to Sunday roast this week, and that's all. I could tell he was not happy about my decision, but he said he went along with it because I'm the mother. Fast forward to Sunday, and my brother-in-law and sister-in-law are guests as well. Sister-in-law has a 3-year-old and is totally on my side, but brother-in-law is not. He told me to be grateful for his parents' support, as they're significantly more well-off than my parents are, and paid for many newborn infant expenses and plan to pay for many more as the baby grows, which is kind of a confusing. He was like, they paid money. Forgive them.
Yeah, that's not the thing. The thing is, like, they truly did not hear. That would be my approach, I think. And be like, there was a big misunderstanding.
Yeah. So since then, Deborah keeps calling, asking if we need any help, and she says she feels awful not seeing the both of you, and she misses the baby. Am I the a-hole for not wanting them helping me in my day-to-day life? Was the baby crying loudly enough that there's a possibility they didn't hear you? No way. The baby stopped crying after 10 seconds, and the stairs are like 2 meters from the living room. There's absolutely zero way they couldn't have heard me. 1, scream as I fell. 2, the general noise of someone falling, including books falling and wall plates breaking.
Dang.
So there's a big noise.
Big noise.
This is all important information.
Yeah.
Me crying and shouting for help as I fell at the top of the stairs and fell all the way down. This wasn't a misstep and a bum shuffle down that hurt my pelvic bone. I fully fell down the stairs and cracked the banister.
Dang.
No way they didn't hear. The baby also started crying after the initial smack, after I hit the ground. Things started to click. It became clear that they just want a baby to fuss over, and the mother doesn't really matter to them. It didn't truly explain the logistics of the reaction to my accident, but a lot of things have made sense. I told my boyfriend, and we had a big discussion about boundaries. Fiona also asked to come along for moral support and to speak her piece.
She is not over the garden.
Dude, she's going to be like, I was in the garden for 30 minutes and you never checked on me. Seems like she went into the garden just to make a point.
She was like, I'm going to stand in that garden and they're not even going to notice.
They're going to not know I'm picking the tomatoes. Those monsters. My boyfriend always had a hard time saying no to people and keeping boundaries, but we've agreed to fully commit. We invited the in-laws over to discuss some stuff. I'm glad a conversation is going to happen.
Hell yeah.
I don't think it's going to go well.
We'll see.
I told them that I felt confused and upset by the reaction. I explained what Fiona had told me and how it's not okay for them to ignore the mothers, and they shouldn't do it to my other brother-in-law's girlfriend if they decide to have kids. That seems reasonable.
This is reasonable. This is good. I think this is a fair response.
Fiona also said her piece and stuck up for me when mother-in-law, father-in-law tried to interrupt or twist the truth. Mother-in-law was clearly very uncomfortable and kept trying to interject with her side while we were talking, but she eventually listened to us. She told us her side. Apparently, she was neglected by father-in-law's side of this family and that they hated her for being poor. Father-in-law's old money. Mother-in-law grew up in a pit village. She also said that she grew up with 5 younger brothers and took care of them all and never learned how to communicate with other women, as she never got a good education or who had friends because she was a caretaker. Obviously, I was extremely sympathetic to all this. I'm so glad she provided this context, by having a conversation.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was extremely sympathetic to all this. My boyfriend had briefly mentioned that my mother-in-law was abused by her own parents, but never went into detail. I then asked him about the stair incident. Finally, gonna get context here.
There we go.
Mother-in-law said she... Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no.
No.
I'm about to be so
No.
wrong.
No.
I'm about to be so wrong.
No, they were horrible people.
I'm about to be so wrong.
Read it. Read it.
Read it. Mother-in-law said she didn't care about it in the moment.
Oh, they were horrible people. You know what? I prepared for both sides. I said, I hope they're not horrible people, but here's my advice if they are.
No,
Cut them off.
We wanted the proof. We can't just assume.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to. Innocent until proven guilty.
Thank you.
And they're guilty. They're guilty. Everyone who was like, they're a-holes. You were right. Feel vindicated. Say, I told you so in the chat.
We just wanted a good story.
I just wanted to I just was happy that we were on a streak of good stories. I'm sorry. You can totally cut these people off.
Put the camera on me.
Oh, it's on you.
I was wrong. I'll say it. I have no shame. I was wrong. My naivety, my innocence.
I got you with the first couple stories, man. I'm sorry.
Is consistently chipped away by Reddit. I was wrong.
Okay. In this scenario, they freaking did not help you and they knew that you weren't. So I feel like you totally have a right to cut them off. I don't even think that you necessarily even like have to like be like, oh, I just don't want you to babysit. You can go low contact with these people. That's insane behavior. That's insane behavior.
Chan Digital, Alex got creamed. I got creamed.
Got creamed.
I'm not going to pretend to hide it.
I prepared for both scenarios.
I was wrong.
I just want to say I prepared for both scenarios.
I want you to believe in people not being villains. And
They were
I guess
villains.
I can't make that assumption. However, assumptions were still made.
Assumptions were made, and we had a conversation. And what happened?
Assumptions were still made.
We got to the bottom of it.
And we finally got to I'm still against making decisions without confirming assumptions. The assumptions did happen to be confirmed.
Yeah.
But you checked them finally.
I do think it's really, I still think it's funny that OP was like, yeah, and they like left me at the bottom of the stairs injured. And Fiona, was it her name? And she was like, yeah, I was in the garden for 30 minutes.
Wait,
I
sorry,
still
what
think
happened
that's
here?
funny. I said, I think it's funny that OP was like, yeah, they left me at the bottom of the stairs, ignored me. And I was like, I had a head injury. And Fiona's like, I was in the garden for 30 minutes. And no one said hi or nothing. Well, everyone's
I'm
right
still,
in the chat.
I'm still processing. Chat.
You got to read that story. Let's
Okay.
find out what OP did.
All right, chat, you were right. I was wrong. All right. I'm mad at the parents. What the
They
hell?
suck.
Someone clip it.
They suck.
What? Okay. I'm gonna say it again for everyone. Mother-in-law said she didn't care about it in the moment and assumed I'd be fine because if I was crying, I was alive. What the?
They're evil.
What the hell?
They're evil. They're evil. We said, oh, we hope they're not evil. They're evil.
I defended you so much, and you threw it away.
You threw it away.
I was taken aback by her response. It honestly took everything in me to not storm off. I'm about to storm off from this damn show. Sorry. My boyfriend told her that was a callous answer and not all problems, specifically medical, are immediately present, and how I still had to go to the hospital afterwards due to an injury. Father-in-law stopped him and said they thought the baby had fell out the crib had fallen over, which is why they went to him after he started crying. Again, what Sophia said, 2 people.
Yeah, 2 people. Come on. That's a 1-person job.
I said I understood that, but it would take maybe 10 seconds to check and see he was okay. What were they doing for the other 10 minutes? She's like crying. She's like, help! And they're like, oh, we need her to like extra calm.
They're doing that TikTok trend where it's like a bunch of people surrounding a baby and they're like, crying again on my own. And the baby's like, and then they like go back. And you guys know what I'm talking about?
No. Well, that seems cute.
It's like all the lights are on the baby and the baby's like, what? And they're like singing and then it goes back. And then all the
Thank you,
what they were
Macers
doing.
Racers. It's still a crazy thing to assume because it is crazy behavior.
It's crazy.
It is crazy
This was
behavior.
crazy.
Unfortunately, we didn't really get anywhere regarding the stairs incident. They both believe they didn't do much wrong, as most mothers don't have a support system like us. So now they're like gaslighting them.
Yeah, it's just like most mothers don't have a support system.
Yeah.
That would come after 10 minutes.
Most mothers would have a crying baby and be down the stairs.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You had not a crying baby anymore.
Yeah, just you crying.
Just you broken. I told them that I'm not comfortable with them taking care of the baby if they can't understand why what they did was upsetting and wrong.
I'm not comfortable with having them in my life anymore.
Makes complete sense.
They're sociopaths.
On the positive side, I guess I now understand mother-in-law's motivations a bit more. It explains a lot about her character.
She's evil.
It's villain behavior.
Yeah.
It explains a lot about her character. We're not going no contact or low contact
Shocking.
at all. And they could still come over for visits, but I've told my boyfriend he also needs to be there as they seem to listen to him and not me.
I think they're more forgiving than I would be.
Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's coming from Alex.
Yeah.
They said we didn't care. We heard you crying, so you were alive.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know. Stella Payne, we're not divorced with
Okay,
therapy.
okay.
But you're changing her last name before the therapy. Stella Payne just divorced Alex live. That is what happened. That is literally what happened. I'll take it, yeah. Damn.
This is crazy.
I respect the decision. All right. So that's the update. Thank you for reading, and thank you, Morgan, for reading my post and giving advice. I don't know who Morgan is.
Know.
By the way, you can listen to full episodes with stories like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your new favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime.
It's so bad when you guys read it from there.
I know. There's
It's not on that. It's not on it.
But there is a little bit left, and I think I've said all of my thoughts. So let's just get into it.
Jesus, Josephine. Okay. There's another relevant update, but let's discuss. Edit, I'm logging off. But before I go, I just want to say that I have no issue with standing up for myself. There's a lot of nuance and personal details I left out, but we have our reasons for not going no contact with mother-in-law and father-in-law. People seem to think that because I have the capability to understand and empathize with my mother-in-law's past abuse that I'm letting it slide. I am not. That is what Reddit always assumes, yes.
Yeah.
I simply said it explains her better. I don't really know what I expected. I thought this subs users would be different from most other subs because of how nice the comments are on YouTube. Guess I was wrong. Guess I was wrong too. Won't be coming back here. LOL.
Come to us.
Come to us. I love how she like roasted
the
subreddit before she left.
Yeah, she's like, you guys freaking suck. Our subreddit is so much better.
So much better.
Jan Digital says, no update about Fiona. She might still be in the garden, guys.
That's funny.